It's almost mid-September and I've got Thanksgiving on the brain. Now let's face it, I don't have to wait until fall to start thinking about my holiday table dishes. I think about that all year long. Today I'm gonna show you how to make my famous mashed potatoes. I make these every year for Thanksgiving and I always run out, which means I need to make more the following year, and I do, and I still run out. It's super easy, 4 ingredients: potatoes, salt, butter, cream, that's it. Here's how we do it. So here's a rule of thumb. If the vegetable grows above the ground, you can start it off in hot water, boiling water. If it grows below the ground, start it in cold water. I've got a heavy bottom pot right here that's full of cold water, and I've got 4 russet potatoes that I've already peeled, and I have these guys in a bowl of cold water, and it'll keep them from oxidizing. So what I'm gonna do now is cut my potatoes in uniform pieces, and you might wanna be careful too, because a lot of times the potato likes to stick to the side of the blade. So just be mindful and be very careful. Keep your fingers back. All of the potatoes are in the water right now. Like I said, the pot is cold, so we're gonna go ahead and turn the heat up to high because we wanna get it boiling. Now we wanna make the water super salty. So I'm gonna start with a generous 1.5 tablespoons of salt. Maybe just get in there with your hands and mix it up. The water's cold. And we're gonna let that boil. And I want the potatoes to boil. It'll probably take about 10 minutes once it's up to a rolling boil to get the potatoes to be super tender where we need them to be to mash them up with ease. Make them super creamy and super delicious. I can tell the potatoes are ready whenever I get a little piece and it looks pretty soft around the edges, kind of like it was tumbled like a rock. And you can go ahead and taste it, and if it breaks apart really easily, you know it's done. Super, super tender. It's ready. All right, I'm gonna turn the heat all the way down to low. I'm gonna get my towel and a strainer, and I'm gonna show you a little trick. So I have this strainer right here, and it's gonna fit right on top of my pot like this. I'm gonna hold on to it as we pour the water out. All done. Super easy, super simple. There's still a little bit of water in the bottom of the pot. Don't worry about it. It's not going to do anything wrong. Okay, I have a stick of butter and some heavy cream, and what I'd like to do now is get my potato masher ready. Here you go. Put half the stick of butter, which is a 1/4 cup, and I also want to put a 1/4 cup of the heavy cream in my potatoes. So the whole idea to get this perfect balance is equal parts butter and equal parts cream. So I'm going to mash the butter into the potatoes. And I like that the butter is cold because it's just going to go ahead and kind of stop the cooking process of the potatoes a little bit, kind of cool them down some. Now we're going to go with a 1/4 cup of the cream. Yep. And they're just like that. Now I'm going to turn the heat all the way off and just let the potatoes keep warm as I keep stirring with my masher. There we go. Got a taste. Creamy consistency right there. It's so buttery and so creamy. The only thing it needs is a little bit more salt. So I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt right in there. Lovely. Now the thing about potatoes, they can take a lot of salt. So that teaspoon wasn't quite enough. I'm going to put half a teaspoon more. There we go. One more time. That did it. These are perfect mashed potatoes, just the way that they are. So let me show you. Right there. That's it. Super, super simple. They're a little bit rustic. You might still have just a few little chunks of potato in there, but you know what? That's gonna tell your guests that you used real potatoes. You didn't use the box potato flakes. You made this from scratch, real potatoes. All I need now is turkey and gravy. Ooh, or meatloaf. Mashed potatoes and meatloaf. Oh my God. Okay. So as I start to work on a meatloaf, I'm gonna let you make these potatoes and enjoy. Can't go wrong with simple homemade mashed potatoes. That's it. Okay guys, this is Keisha signing out. Enjoy.